Hey everybody, Max Lucado here. If you have about 5 minutes, I'd like to talk to you about the stampede of fear and how we can resist it. That doesn't interest you, I don't blame you at all. God bless you. Have a good day. And if you've got anything we can pray about, please let us do so. But if you have just a few minutes, I'd like to invite you to invite God to speak to your fears. Fear is everywhere. It's just everywhere. And it reminds me of an event in history. At 8:17 p.m. on the evening of March the 3rd, 1943, bomb raid sirens erupted in the air above London, England. Shoppers and workers alike stopped on the sidewalks and the boulevards, and they began to search the skies. Buses came to a complete halt and emptied their passengers. Drivers screeched their brakes and stepped out of their cars. Gunfire could be heard in the distance, and nearby anti-aircraft artillery forces launched a salvo of rockets, and the throngs on the street began to scream. Some people threw themselves on the ground. Others covered their heads and shouted, "They're starting to drop them." Everyone looked everyone looked up above for enemy planes, but the fact that nobody saw anything did nothing to dampen the hysteria. People raced in the direction of Bethnal Underground Station, where 500 citizens had already taken refuge. And in the next 10 minutes, 1,500 more would join them. Trouble began when a rush of safety seekers reached the stairwell entrance at the same time. A woman carrying a baby lost her footing on one of the 19 uneven steps leading down from the street, and her stumble interrupted the oncoming flow of traffic and people, causing a domino of others to tumble in on top of her. Within moments, hundreds of horrified people were thrown together like piling up like laundry in a basket, and matters worsened when the late arrivers assumed that the entrance was locked. It wasn't. So they began to push, and the chaos lasted for less than a quarter of an hour. The disentangling of the bodies took until midnight, and in the end, 173 men, women, and children died, and no bombs had been dropped. Bombs didn't kill the people. Fear did. You know, fear loves a good stampede. Fear's payday is blind panic, unfounded disquiet, and sleepless nights. And I'm thinking fear's been making a pretty good living lately. Here's a test. How far do you have to go to hear a reminder you need to be afraid? How near is your next "you're in trouble" memo? A flip of the newspaper page, a turn of the radio dial, a glance at the internet update on the computer monitor or your smart device? I'll tell you one thing. According to the media, this world is one scary place. To be clear, fear serves a healthy function. It's the canary in the coal mine, warning us of potential danger. A dose of fright can keep a child from running across a busy road or an adult from smoking a pack of cigarettes. Fear is the appropriate reaction to a growling dog or a burning building. And to be very clear, fear itself is not a sin. It's an emotion, but it can lead to sin. If we treat fear with angry outbursts or drinking binges and sullen withdrawals or self-starvation or vice-like control, we exclude God from the solution, and we exacerbate the problem. And we subject ourselves to a posture of fear, allowing anxiety to dominate and define our days. Joy-sapping worries, day-numbing dread, repeated bouts with insecurity that petrify and paralyze us. This is why we can say that hysteria is not from God. For God has not given us a spirit of fear. 2 Timothy 1:7. Yes, there's a stampede of fear out there, but let's not get caught in it. Let's be among those who recognize, acknowledge the danger, but refuse to be overwhelmed. Acknowledge the threats, but refuse to be defined by them. Let others breathe that polluted air of anxiety, not us. Let's be numbered among those who hear a different voice, God's voice. Enough of those shouts of despair, those chortles of doom. Why give so much attention to the doomsdayer or the purveyor of gloom? Why not incline our ears elsewhere, upward? Let's turn to our Maker. And because we do, we will fear less. Are you afraid of dying? Well, don't focus on caskets and corpses. Focus on Christ in His empty tomb and resurrected body. The Christ who said, trust in God and trust in me. I'm going to come and get you so you can always be with me where I am. John 14, verses 1 and 3. Are you afraid of failing God? Of course you are. You have. I have too. We don't like the things we do and say, and we think, well, if we don't like our actions, God must despise them, and if God despises them, He must despise me. That's what fear says. But we don't listen to fear, do we? We listen to Jesus Christ. And here's what Jesus Christ says. Take courage. Your sins are forgiven. Matthew 9:2. Maybe you're afraid that you don't matter. Most people are. Many people are. We fear nothingness, insignificance. We fear evaporation. We fear that in the final tabulation we make no contribution to the final sum. We fear coming and going and no one knowing. But Jesus speaks to our fear of smallness. You remember that question? He said, are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? And yet not one of them will fall to the ground apart from the will of your Father. And even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. So He said, don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. That's in Matthew chapter 10. You see, friends, Jesus speaks to every single fear. Would you let Him speak to yours? Why don't you talk to Him about what brings you fear today? Take all the time you need. He's not in a hurry. Be as specific as you desire. He won't be put off. And just take your fears and present them to Him and say, I'm afraid. Would you help me? And He will, my friend. He will. There's a stampede of fear out there, but we don't have to be a part of it. Amen.